Alright, well, thank you guys for tuning in to the new artist on air right now. How is everybody doing? I've got some special guest friends in here with me right now. I want you guys to introduce yourself.
My name is Ash St. John.
Hi, Ricardo Romero.
And we are DyadRiot, D-Y-A-D, Riot, just so you know. Thanks for listening.
So tell me about you guys. Tell me about yourself. Where are you guys from?
Right now we live in Minneapolis, St. Paul. I'm from Northeast, and
Yep, I live in White Bear Lake, technically, yeah.
that's where we're basing ourselves out of.
So what kind of style of music do you guys play?
It's actually an exciting style. So exciting we kind of coined our own little name of genre, funky loop, Latin fuse, folk jamming.
I like it.
Yeah.
You're going to hear a different version of what we got if you come out to a proper gig, which is going to be an acoustic style, but we use a lot of effects. I loop a lot, and I play violin, and I play guitar, and I play a lot of crazy effects, and I do vocal effects as well. I put my violin through processors. So then we go acoustic, and then we throw on some effects, and it kind of gets all wacky, spacey like. So it's,
all surrounded by this Latin fusion, Latin style drum you play.
So how long have you guys been playing music? Together.
Unofficially, it's been about 6 years.
Well, tell them how we met.
Ash was doing a show at Farmland Cafe downtown Minneapolis, and back then I kind of developed this passion for photography, and my neighbor was playing at the same show, and he invited me out, so I thought it'd be a cool opportunity. And so after his set got done, many pictures were taken, and our conversations right away began between us. We just had kind of that chemistry, kind of came together. And I told him straight out right away, you need a percussionist, dude. And that would just be awesome. And by the way, I am one. And not even a couple days later, he sent me a text, and we started playing music.
Started at square one. I've been playing music for all my life. Started with some classical violin, and got into the blues, and so I've been doing it for a little while. Then he came along, and we kind of started, at the beginning, getting on that same level. Cues and learning what a freaking quarter note is and all that, and just started
all the way down.
Yeah,
super
man.
Green, but he saw it. I had a passion. I wasn't gonna quit anytime soon. I'm never gonna do it, right? And so he kind of motivated him to kind of mentor me throughout this stuff. Even though he's not a natural drummer, he has many years of experience with music, and so he just applied that to that and kind of
motivated you to keep growing.
Yeah, exactly. Positively being awesome.
It's exciting. You guys can motivate each other to keep going and keep growing in the music field.
Oh, yeah.
And it's amazing how much you guys actually play all together. I mean, if you were to actually put a number on the amount of instruments collectively you guys play, I would definitely run out of hands and toes.
That's the truth.
It's fun. It's getting to a point where we invite complication, right? And I mean that in a positive manner. Like the more instrumentation we can put out, the better sound, the quality of music. It's quickly improving. We call it leveling up every time we play live. We find ourselves looking at more pros and cons, but concentrating on the cons, because we always got to improve, get better at it. So
nice.
Got it.
It's good you guys are always looking at the negatives so you can grow from that versus looking at the positives, but at least looking at both together.
Exactly. It's
yeah,
a balance. It's like anything else, right?
We are harsh critics on ourselves in like you said, a positive way. Just and for the sound, we just over a year ago, I play a lot of acoustic stuff, and so I'd hire dudes to play with us every now and then on bass and an extra guitar or something like that. And I'm like, well, dude, I'm a decent bass player. I can play guitar pretty good. And I can play other things. Why don't I just start learning how to loop a little bit? And it just started right there, very innocently. And then I started realizing I could, and then I was able to pick up the violin while simple violin guitar parts rolling along, and then it just kind of snowballed from there. I just was like, man, I can just keep going and really go down the rabbit hole, man. It's been a good time.
Grasping good influences too, local and national, and from everywhere. We kind of try to take a slice from this really good artist and then apply it to ourselves.
You got it.
So what's it like on the stage, and what is it like trying to develop a music career in Minneapolis? I hear it's blowing up as one of the biggest hubs for music in the country. How is it down there? Is it struggling? Is it hard to find shows, or is it all personal motivation?
It's hard to figure out what to do on it every night.
Yeah.
Something going on every single day.
It's always awesome to be in a hub that has many options. You know, opportunities are it's a vast ocean of opportunities. But it's capitalizing on the right ones, of course, being such a big hub and a big place where people just
finding a niche.
apply music is every day. But I feel like most of our passion fuels from how we just like to be DIY, do it yourself, or DIY, excuse me. It's just applying it, just knowing that our effort is going into something that we feel super passionate about. And so,
And Minneapolis is great also, just like, you know, it's a big town, small town type thing. You've probably heard that before, and, you know, you start meeting the musicians, and then you start just snowballing along, and you start meeting everybody, and before you know it, you know somebody because you know the other guy,
Yep,
and,
exactly.
and chances are you'll run into them again, and you might jam together eventually, and you might find yourself at the same show. It's just really a small town that way.
Yep.
And it seems to be everybody's pretty open to, you know, everybody else. You know, it's not a whole lot of crazy ego, you know, so it's...
For such a big hub, it's a very nice one for music, for sure.
No, most definitely.
So how do you guys find time to split time for practicing and working? How does it work for you guys?
Oh, that's it.
Funny, but,
We just wish there's more time in a day. That clearly doesn't happen, but experience comes through time, and so.
Well, we've been gigging so much this last year. We've been pretty consistently at least once a week. If we have a week off, it feels pretty odd. And every now and then we have 2 or 3 in a week. That's pretty rare, but at least once a week. So kind of do the math. We got probably almost 60 shows under our belt this year, almost 50 maybe.
Yeah.
Something like that.
And
so with that being said, we just kind of rehearse live. You know, we get this, we do a show, we videotape everything. We usually audio tape or whatever, audio record everything. And then during the week we spit that back and, you know, analyze it a little bit. Every now and then we'll go over and just like watch it together on, you know, like an NFL team watching video.
Watching film.
We do that.
Watching film, analyzing
like,
scenes.
we like that. We like that. I mean, have you tried this?
What did you try to do there? And then we break it down even further. And then if it's a really good idea, why not apply it again? Let's just refine it.
This weekend, try that.
Yeah.
And you try it, and then you just keep going.
Exactly. It goes both ways. For a guy that's super experienced like Ash, and for him to be able to take, you know, feedback from me, it speaks volumes. So vice versa, you know.
Oh, yeah.
It goes both ways. That's nice.
So what's your guys' favorite venue down in Minneapolis?
Oh man, I'm just biased this way, but I love the Caboose.
Yeah.
Place is awesome.
It's awesome.
And they just
It's a
keep
proper,
improving
legit,
it,
yeah. It's like a legit rock club.
Yeah, I remember it when I first went there. I remember just being in awe, and after so many years later, I still get that feeling, you know. So it's for sure.
So back to the band. What made you guys come up with the name of the band? What influenced it?
Great question. I'll take this one.
Sure, we started off just by, you know, throwing just ideas out like you do, putting down a list and saying no, yes, that's kind of cool today, you know, tomorrow it doesn't sound as good. We expanded from my name, Ash St. John. I've been doing the singer-songwriter thing for a long time, and it just didn't quite fit that, you know, he's just not this dude that just backs me up while I sing my heart out with some like folk songs. It used to be kind of like that, but then now that the sound has evolved into something else, he's just as big of a part as I am. So we're like, well, it's got to be a band name. It can't just be like, you know, Ash and whoever. You know, it's not that anymore.
True. I mean, initially, just because of my experience, we just tagged with his solo act. You know, he kind of can do a solo with a big band or a duo, so to speak. But as I kept outgrowing myself, we kind of condensed it down. So it became Ash St. John duo. It became Ash St. John and the Family Groove, and that stuck for a long time with the idea of a sound and composing family. You know, throwing so much sound out there. Granted, it sounds good and it's good quality sound, but thinking that there's this like big family of music happening.
And being open to on a particular gig if somebody wants to just jump up and, you know, slap some bass or play trumpet or whatever, you know, we're totally up for that. We're still up for that.
Of course.
But
that became too tough. It was like too long for people who wouldn't necessarily grasp it. We would spend so much time explaining it that DyadRiot, after we kind of came up with and agreed with the name, it became so much easier, smoother, it represents us more.
Yeah, dyad is just a word that means two, really, and it can be used in many different contexts in science, in just English or like
Literature.
literature. Exactly. It just overall means two. So we thought two people
And
riot.
riot.
We're fun and we have to have a good time and but not too rockin', I guess. Not too righty.
So, how long have you been? When did you learn percussions through high school, or did you?
I've been a percussion fan all my life. I grew up, born and raised in Puerto Rico, down in Puerto Rico. My family members play drums. Some of them, I never really picked one up, but it's part of my culture, and I grew up. There's this rhythm inside me that it's still there. It was stuck while I was young. It wasn't until after I got back from Iraq war veteran, I needed an outlet, and so I got myself. I witnessed my first drum circle in like 2007, 2008. Went to my first music festival in 2010.
Which one was that?
Wakarusa Music Festival down in Arkansas, which was eye-opening, mind-blowing, everything that you can think about.
A music festival, opening your eyes, showing you that there's a different light and a different path.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
Yeah, it was awesome, man, and I'm so thankful for that moment. And I think that's when I personally realized that the instrument chose me to follow its path, and so. The djembe became cajon, cajon became bongos, bongos went to congas, congas went to auxiliary percussion, which led to
Well, you're
didgeridoo.
kind of mimicking in your own, Latin percussion sort of way a proper trap kit.
It's yep.
So that you've got the bassy cajon, so you'll be hitting the kick, and you hit the top part of the cajon to mimic a snare or one of your bongos.
Correct.
To mimic the snare, you have cymbals that you hit with your hands.
Some chimes,
You have lots
cowbells.
of auxiliary.
The vision
instruments.
was, how can I untraditionally create a trap kit for this guy that wants one?
Yep.
So
Sounds great, and it's visually sweet.
I've actually had the opportunity to witness these guys at Harmony Park. They set up and they played with a good buddy of mine, and it was absolutely phenomenal, completely amazing. I absolutely loved it. It's what inspired me to pursue this interview right here.
Cool.
So,
thank you.
Thank you,
man.
man.
on that note, should we give these guys a little bit of what I heard? Or
Sure.
taste?
Let's do it. I like that.
Yeah, so this is a song called Speak Up. We got a new EP that we are releasing. We're doing a soft release, meaning that we'll release it to some friends and around the cities on January 15th at Honey in Minneapolis. So write that down, January 15th. It's a Friday night. But yeah, we've been working on this EP. It's been sounding really good, and it's really sick sounding on the record, and this will be an acoustic version. Here it is, Speak Up. I'm the guy in the back to back. I'm the guy in the back to back. I'm the guy in the back to back. Now wake up and start trying. Have the courage to release your heart and keep on playing. I'm that guy in the back that never speaks up. I'm the guy in the back who never speaks. I'm the guy in the back who never speaks. And now speak up. Positive to the end in the face of quiet and critique. I put it in a song and let it roll right over me. The more mistakes I make, the more liberties I take. The worse mine it takes to clean up my palate feet. On an inspiration, it's an inspiration. You're an inspiration. It's an inspiration. I'm that guy that can never speak up. I'm not that guy that can back the back the back. Oh, I'm not that guy in the back who never speaks up. I'm not that guy in the back, but I keep on trying.
Absolutely amazing.
Thank you.
That song was super cool.
We haven't done a song seems.
That's
I haven't done an acoustic version in a
That's
while.
one of the first times, right? I mean, maybe rehearsing, if that.
Oh yeah. We usually, I usually got this, all kinds of loops going on, and so it's different. That's very cool. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell me about that song?
That's one of the songs that once I started looping, I was like, well, when you loop, you can't get too fancy with your guitar stuff, and you can't put too much in there because you just can't. So I was like a couple chords here, this D9 chord and this other G chord. I was like, sound great. So we just used that as a template for just jamming and getting better. And then I just started ripping off some words, and then before you knew it, I was like, this song is pretty sweet. So I sat down with it and just kind of had this idea of, with this music, I might have been a little bit more introspective with my singer-songwriter stuff. This stuff is, I still dive deep. But I try to just kind of remain positive and try to create a, positively conscious message. And this stuff's just about being a person and growing up, and maybe when you were a little younger you didn't say a whole lot, and just kind of evolving from there and be like, man, now it's fine, I can just...
I can stand up, I
Stand
can
up
be
for
myself,
myself.
I can speak up.
Yeah.
In a word where, in a word that everything is loud and nothing is heard, it kind of just steps up over that. Speaking up.
So what does your music do for you, and what are you hoping to achieve in others with your music?
For me personally, music has been medicine. It's healed my past for a better future, and I'm just really enjoying life because of it. And every person I see head bobbing or two-stepping or moving side to side to every time we lay it down, it speaks to that. It's validation, and every time I see it, it motivates me to keep going more and more. And so, just to provide the positive vibes that music has provided for me, and I'm just passing it forward.
I feel the same. I've been a music teacher for a long time, and it's just something I just got to do, you know. And not the richest dude in the world or anything like that, but I get by, and I think I make a lot of people happy, and I'm happy in the process myself. And I think this, the one project I think I've been in of my own that, you know, kind of has the potential to reach a bigger mass audience, and just ready to ride that wave, really. So.
Good answer, guys. That was a good one. So if you guys had any advice for a new and inspiring artist out there, what would it be? And me being a teacher, I can only imagine you probably got lots of good advice for helping young, new, and inspiring artists get out there and make a difference. How would you go about that? Both aspects.
Yeah.
If we're talking about young artists that want to just, for me it was, you gotta just, it seems like a simple answer, but you gotta just do it, really.
Right.
You
I mean, a lot of guys really find that hard courage being able to get up and stand in front of people, and they just, it seems like it breaks them down. I've got a buddy who just, by himself, he's really good, and I know he'd be really good, but he's so scared to get out there, get on stage, and make it happen, and not be scared of what people think.
Yeah.
And just do it, and do it for you and not for them. And if they like it, that's a bonus, you know.
Definitely.
But you're really doing it for you.
Yeah.
When I was, this is, you know, however many years ago, not, 7, 8 years ago, when I was really pursuing my own singer-songwriter stuff more seriously, open mics. I mean, they are probably the most intimidating thing, but at least you only get to play like 3 songs at most. Usually 2, maybe even 1. So if you can at least get over it for 5 minutes, and you're amongst critics, don't get yourself wrong there, but just hearing what people have to say to you, and just internalizing that and trying to turn off, if you do have an ego, kind of let that go beyond, by the wayside, and getting smarter about internalizing and looking at yourself, introspection, and that helped me out big time, just getting up there and just being like, okay, well, there's an open mic, I'm looking at City Pages or whatever, wherever you're at, and there's one Thursday night at Kieran's or whatever, or, you know, at the local coffee shop, I'm going no matter what. And I remember this, when the Artist Quarter was around downtown St. Paul, this cute little jazz club. I'm not sure if they're still doing it, but they used to have, on Monday nights, they had an open mic, and it's just a cool place, low lit, low ceilings, basementy, and I went in there and I was really intimidated, but I went in there, wrote my name down, and I went across the street and just kind of sat, and I was like, well, I don't need to be there right now, so I'm going to just kind of not force myself to get even more crazy. I went and just, taking some fresh air, and went back inside, got up on stage, did it, and I was exhilarated. It was like, wow, very cool.
Yeah, I'd say anticipation is the worst. If anything.
Yeah.
You get up on stage and it almost clearly goes away, like in a blink of an eye almost, right?
It can, yes.
It can. It can consume you a lot. And so for me, finding comfort within oneself is first and foremost before you can showcase anything you have going on. And so close your eyes. You're just with yourself at that moment in time. If you don't see anything, then no one's seeing you. No one's looking at you. It's the mentality that I kind of force myself to do. And then the hurdles after that, getting in your head can be an obstacle. Making sure you kind of release some of the energy, like Ash went outside and got some fresh air. There's routines that people develop, right? Rituals per se that gets their mind right. We have our own, gets our mind right, and then we just go. Do it. Just do it.
Just do it. On that note, do you guys want to jam out?
Sure. Play DMR.
Sure.
This is a song called Dreams Made Real. It was it's on one of my personal records, and it's about just fulfilling you have this dream, and all of a sudden you're like, wow, it's maybe on the verge of something becoming real, and it's kind of a hopeful ode. But we kind of jam it out nowadays still. We put our own spin on it live, but this will be a chill version. I like it out here in the morning. You can see for miles and miles, and I just want to hold you, near you, and look look into your eyes, what wakes me up each morning, a light filling up my room into for me, like making silhouettes that look like you. Let me begin one day within a dream made real. You are a dream made real. Close my eyes, no magic. My body outside your door, anticipating a lifetime. I pray this is the day I hit the road off to see you. I can hardly contain myself. My mind is racing, beginning, wishing for a way. Let me begin one day within a dream made real. And every day we return to this place, let me go that way to wait by your side again. Getting older, better late than ever. We're young at heart, a beacon shining, time apart is apart. Oh, they made me love you. I'm gonna be up for this moment. Now we Now we begin one day
Can you tell me about that song?
Definitely. You know, it's the whole premise of the song. For me, it was just like waking up one morning and looking out and just having like a dream. And like this dream is like you waking, like looking out and like the world is beautiful. And you know, maybe that person, you gotta center around love story a little bit. So maybe that person is finally in your life, or maybe that person is back in your life, and then waking up and like having that the plans in motion, or maybe it has become a reality, or maybe somehow it's going to happen, and it's just that anticipation and just being like, I'm walking up to somebody's door and being like, when they're knocking on your door, I'm going for it, and you open up and you're up for it too, and it's like, wow, what a feeling, right? So that's pretty much what it's about.
So if you don't mind me asking a little bit of personal questions about yourself, what is your guys' routine that puts you in that right state of mind?
Oh man, I love sage. I love Palo Santo. I love a little self-meditation. Quiet time always helps, but not with my duo or with our band, with our project. We're definitely very comfortable with ourselves being present and being there for each other, and that's part of the routine, right? Like, if you're part of a band or you're a solo artist is one thing. If you're part of a band, that routine needs to be part of the group, part of the team, for it to gel together. Because ultimately, you're playing with, with other people live.
Yeah.
So
Communication.
Yep.
If you have any reservations or if you have an idea, I don't think either of us has any reservations about speaking up and putting it on the table, like whether that's a concern or whether that's that happened a minute ago too. Some sort of beep from somewhere in the room. It's all good. Yeah, so so we have a great open line of communication constantly, and I think we have a.
I'm gonna play some music real quick. We're
Yeah,
gonna take a quick break, guys,
Do your thing.
and then we can get right back into it. All right, thank you guys for listening. We are back from our break. All right, I've got some friends in the studio with me. I've got Ash and my good buddy
Ricardo.
I'm horrible with names. This is my first time officially meeting you guys so I'm horrible. Ricardo and Ash. Your guys' band name is
DyadRiot.
DyadRiot. And
Dyad. Yeah.
Dyad.
D-Y-A-D.
Short Dyrad with DyadRiot.
All one word. All one word.
All one word. Super epic. Thank you guys for coming up here and spending some time. Let me get to know you guys, and sharing your music with me. It's a true honor.
Thank you.
And with that, I'm gonna let you guys jam into some more music.
Perfect.
Will do. Yeah, this is a song. So I said earlier that we have been recording a 3-song EP, and this is one of those songs. This is a song called Egoist, and it's got some tongue-in-cheek lyrics about kind of, you might think that I'm digging at critics a little bit, but it kind of is a little bit of that, but it's honestly, in the end, it's knowing that critique is what makes you grow, and it needs to be there, and you have to be able to take it, and if you can't, then internalize it somehow and learn from it. And so this one's about maybe the most egotistical critic out there, and I'm kind of stabbing at him a little bit, but I'm glad he's there, right? 1, 2. And we're looking for it in your computer chair, safe.
Excellent. Excellent.
That's fine.
I feel like that one was. Is that one out for a friend? Did you make that out for anyone in particular, or only this song?
To tell you God's honest truth, you know, I got I got a bad review and, back in the day, and not too, it wasn't a total, diss, but the guy just, for me, there's a difference between critique and just knowing that the guy heard one song and kind of made a judgment about the whole album, because you could see that he wrote about the first 2 songs, and then he didn't even say anything about the track 3, track 4, track 5, track 6. And so I guess I was like, I want to learn from this, and if you think that there's something I need to be doing better, or if I'm being cliche in some particular lyric, or if I'm kind of, I know how that is. Every now and then you say something kind of cheesy, and it makes you laugh, and you might be like, well, you got to do better. And he just kind of just ripped out a couple of things, and then just said, but I think it could be pretty good. I'm like, okay, I was
Trying to hit both sides.
yeah, I don't need to hear anything positive per se, but just, at least something that guides me in a way, and instead of just being like, that was a bad lyric or something, it's like, yeah, I brought the drums in on the second, I brought it in a very cliche manner. Thank you for that. I know I did. I tried to do that on purpose, but anyway, I'm sorry you didn't like it. Anyway, so yeah, I sat down and was like, I just started writing off some lyrics, and then I thought to myself as I was going, I can't just have this be just a rip on somebody. I'm like, well, I just know that I cherish, people telling me these things, and I learned from it, and that's how it got to the place I am today.
Yeah.
And
we
so that's what the song is now.
Yeah, Ash wrote it. Great. I love that song, but it speaks to me in volumes that maybe it should to everybody, because we all have an ego to ourselves. So it helps us to keep us checked too. Recognize you're there, but don't think because you might have something that you can have it all. It's a nice way to ground yourself.
There you go.
So what are you guys affiliated with when it comes to your music? What do you guys work with to get your music promoted, to get it out there, to get people to recognize and listen?
Everything. Social media, everything. Twitter, Facebook. DyadRiot. DyadRiot.
.com or Facebook. /DyadRiot.
At DyadRiot on Twitter.
Find us on YouTube.
YouTube, SoundCloud, all that stuff. It's a work in progress. We both do it. We are manifesting this sound, this genre, this movement, and so we're making it happen. So every day, something new appears, something new changes. There's new additions, more time, more effort.
Oh yes.
So how much time a week do you guys devote to just strictly practicing together and working on new music?
Like I was telling you earlier, we've been gigging so much that honestly,
Practices are more.
practices have become a lot live shows. Here we have a little bit of a stint coming up pretty soon here in November into December around the holidays, where we don't play as much, and so we already have made a pact to get together once a week, and I would say that's a good 3-hour thing.
Yeah,
so easy. Set up and jam, and
we also take the time to check in with each other. Music brings us together. It's a great uniter. And we work on that aspect of things as well, self work, and so that comes out in the music, the way we interact with each other, different keys, different movements that activate different parts of the song. Like here comes the bridge, or verse number 2, or hey, I need you to do something, right? Just different tweaks that are applied.
Yeah, and as far as back to the way we promote and the way we get our name out there, we're just great communicators, and we have a physical list. We'll get together, and I will get my phone out, and he will do the same, or write it down on a piece of paper. Like, this is what we need to do. We hold each other accountable, and instead of just being like, well, this will get done someday, we'll have bullet points, and we will have times, dates that we need, deadlines, and that's. As how musicians are sometimes, they're pretty flaky. So that's pretty good for us.
But it's good that you guys are each working together to keep each other accountable. That honestly keeps each other motivated, knowing that you're going to be able to rely on each other.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
I find that a lot in a lot of bands. They want to do the music so badly, but they don't want to get out and physically do the effort and stay motivated and stay on top of each other to get what they need to make it happen, to progress.
We both get a rise out of not the music, but just this. yeah, getting it out there, social media, creating the website, investing in merch. You know, we made a banner, you know, which we never had before, and because I was like, we're probably missing out on people when they see us if they don't grab a business card, or if they don't, you know, we put a QR code on the banner and was like, you can scan that thing if you want, and go right to our website. You know, just trying to get smart about it and just capture in the moment as many people as possible.
We also are music fans. And so we have our bands that we go to purposely see, and when we go there, we enjoy them. But it's more like going to school now. You know, we take note. How does this guy play music? How do they interact with each other? Look, they're not talking.
What's their merch?
But they're talking.
Like?
They have
the body expressions are telling everything, but they're not physically communicating.
Yeah.
Every time those looks.
A big influence for us is Mike Love, and Mike Love Trio, Mike Love, everything Mike Love. When he gets together with Sam Ice, it's just something incredible. And when we see that, we're like, wow.
Well, he was a big inspiration for me, like looking at his pedal board and being like, well, what is he doing exactly? I've seen him looping, and so he can make himself sound like a bass, but he'll get the nice reggae get that going. I'm like, well, I know La and I know all that, but how do you make it sound so great together? And then I realized he's layering upon layering, sound upon sound, effect upon effect, and it just stuck with me, and so very much inspired by
to be able to pull that aspect out of just one person is truly amazing. And then imagining meeting two people to sit down and they could layer that effect down would be even that much cooler.
Oh, yeah.
My first time seeing Mike Love was at Project Earth, and he was absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So I mean, I know where you guys are coming from through watching him grow and getting inspired from him, and he's really cool. When was your guys' first experience with Mike Love? Did you guys end up seeing him at Chang at all, or
at
Project? Did you guys come to Project?
Romy did.
I'm usually.
I had my first Harmony Park experience. Just Shangri-La this last.
There's a lot happening here, man. I've been nagging this dude forever. It's time to get to Harmony. You love this family, this tribe. Is everything that you can imagine, and some.
They're epic there.
And he had his first experience. And not only did he get his first Harmony Park experience, he was able to play it too.
Yeah.
So it's two different experiences, when you witness the music, when you actually perform it. But that's when I first saw him live, very, very first time.
Yeah, just from that one first time I went, we had some shows since then, and we gained some fans. And then we also had some shows, and people showed up to our shows, and they were like, "Man, we saw you guys at," and it was like, "What?"
At the Ondo.
Yeah, it was
It was so packed in there.
It was.
People outside were standing there, walking by. Ears were catching everybody. That was by far the most people I've ever seen crammed in the Ondo.
Really?
Ever. Yeah.
Wow.
That was epic. That was
incredible.
a really cool set.
Yeah, we had a great time. Harmony Park is bliss, man. Can I say?
Well, we've got about 10 minutes here, guys.
Yeah.
You guys want to jam out for a
Let's
little
do it.
while? Sure. You're welcome to show the love with this extremely cool didgeridoo here. It is, I would say in length, probably about, well over 6 feet, but it's shortened down to be just 3 feet in length, probably 2 feet in length, zigzagging. It is extremely, extremely cool and sounds amazing. All right. Yeah, I'm going to let you guys jam out. We got about 10 minutes left here.
Sure, well, we'll get a couple in for sure.
Let's do it.
I'm going to play the third song off the EP. The first song I played today was Speak Up, and then I played The Egoist a second ago, and then this one is called Mad Respect, and that makes the trio of 3 songs that, once again, we're releasing here soon, and we do have a soft opening. We want to do a big old blowout, in about April when it's super nice and it's kind of fun. But, just wallow through these winter months. We're like, well, why not have a little party and invite some friends? And we'd love to invite you guys to come out to Honey in Minneapolis. That's in Northeast.
Definitely.
It's
It's
a cute spot. And it's an early show. It goes from 7 to 10. We have an opener, and we'll be on probably around 8:30 and probably play for about an hour and a half. And it's over at 10. And so kind of early, you can go off and go to a different show. And
It's a great night for doubleheaders,
Oh, it is.
Check us out at Honey, then go to the caboose afterwards. Works perfectly.
This one's called Mad Respect, and this is an ode, it's a shout out, as you hear. So everybody who steps up to the plate, no matter what your life situation is, you just are out there working and doing it and taking care of your family, and we're doing the same. And so, I have respect for you. This is a shout out to the ones who step up to the plate. This is a shout out to all those who go at it every day. Look who walked in, that respect for you. It's not easy to be the one who steps up to the plate. Following through, if you only knew what you mean to your family. Now you will know deeper. Now you will see and respect for you. This is a shout out to the ones who step up to the plate. This is a shout out to all those who go at it every day. Look who walked in. It's not easy to it's the one. Choose to step to the plate. Follow along through. If you only knew what you mean to your family. Now you will know deeper. Now you will see There's much love for you and mad respect for all of those chasing their goals, following through the dreams, never giving up along the way. Sometimes it's sad, I'll tell you what. It's the way that you embrace them that shows your character. You become a parent, a step parent, a mentor, an example for others. Yo, way to step it up. You are the one, you are the true one at the center of it all. This is a shout out to the ones who step up to the plate. This is a shout out to all those who go at it every day. This is a shout out to the ones who step up to the plate. Mad respect for you. This is a shout out. Mad respect for you. Mad respect for you.
Good job, guys. Good job. Mad respect for you. That's another song on your EP that's coming out.
It
We're going
is.
to be releasing it here at the end of our miserable winter. But still the
But there's a little bit of-
because we're going to have that beautiful summer. So
It's gonna be a little flavor
toast.
test out, you know, January 15th,
Yeah.
2016. You know, hopefully, I want to say it's not gonna be our first show of the year, but what a great way to kickstart 2016, right? Just kind of stuffed it up, put it out there, and I love it if you guys would show up and come and see us, share some music together.
Heck yes. Yeah, we had a blast recording this EP. Our buddy has a home studio. It's called AJK Audio. AJK
Out of Bloomington,
Or
Minnesota,
AJK,
right next to the Mall of America over there.
Yep, he's got a beautiful studio, to tell you the truth, and he's very talented. One of my great friends, and we just communicate very well.
This is the neighbor that invited me to his show.
Funny enough, we knew each other at the time because I had recorded with this guy Andy,
Yep.
and then his neighbor happens to be this guy Andy.
Talk about meant to be, right?
Isn't that crazy? It's
crazy.
like, how is that possible?
It's music, man. It's a
Yeah,
great uniter.
brings people, as I say, brings people together.
Yeah.
Definitely brings people together.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Big time.
Do you guys want to jam out again? We've got probably enough for one more song
Sure,
here.
Let's do
we'll
it.
do one more. Let's do Won't Back Down.
Okay.
We do that one good.
Perfect.
This is a throwback jam for me, but it's still a staple for the DyadRiot. And this one is called Won't Back Down. And no, it's not a cover, but this one's about, as you might think, having a dream, now backing down and getting it. Thank you for listening.
I want to thank you guys for tuning into the New Artist on Air. I want to thank you guys for coming in and playing. It was an absolute amazing. I loved it. I hope you guys had a good time here too.
Thanks for having us.
One last chance if you guys want to let the listeners know exactly where they can get your guys' music, where they can find it.
Definitely. The best place to go is either our Facebook page, facebook.com/DyadRiot. It's DyadRiot. Same thing.com. You know.
At
Website,
DyadRiot at Twitter.
Twitter, you got it. You know, SoundCloud. We're all over the social media stuff, and like we said, January 15th, love to invite you guys out to come hang with us that night.
Come say hi.
Yeah,
Love to meet you.
It's going to be a blast for sure. At Honey, Minneapolis. Otherwise, we got a few things coming up, but nothing of too huge consequence. We're playing at IPR in Minneapolis for
super sweet stage. It's free if you happen to be in downtown November 2nd. And Monday, November 23rd, I think.
Yeah, whatever that week is.
We are, they want to hear our sound, and they're helping people learn how to mix live and set up pro sound, stuff like that, and so we're kind of being the test subjects. But at the same time, it's super enjoyable, big stage, tons of lights, smoke machine, it's kind of cool.
It's a proper venue inside of a school. It's very cool.
Going on Monday,
November 2nd, and 23rd. So for those of you guys that want to see how a big stage is set up and you're kind of shy, but you can shred it or you can play some good music, check this place out. It just gives you that feel without having the anxiety aspect.
See, I never knew that they were open out like that. I mean, I've heard of our IPR, and I know I had a buddy that went to school there for production and recording. But I didn't know that they were opening it up to let individual.
Yeah, we invite. This is the DyadRiot. Our rioters, right? Our family's invited. You're all listening. You can come over.
Yeah, the whole thing with IPR is, imagine you are a student and you have been doing a semester long of work, and then at the very end you want to put your work to actual application. And so they invited us in to, play a couple hours, and so it gives the student an opportunity to use his skills, but he's also being graded at the same time. Yeah, it's
setting you up doing it.
Yeah, and it was,
cool.
and they gave us a free recording, and we
everyone gets out in the end. You guys get a free professional sample recording. They get professional experience.
It's
so community, man. It really is.
Really community based.
Yeah,
the feedback we received that night from the students and the instructor was insane. I think we felt like we did a great time. I had a great time. We really did. But then when we got done and to hear what they had to say, and then the things that motivated us, and then not criticism, but the things that we're saying, like try this, watch your levels here, watch this, watch that. So helpful. So it was amazing.
Well, we love that here at Niijii Radio, having a community-based aspect around everything that we do. We absolutely love it. All right, guys, I want to thank you guys for swinging in. I want to thank you guys out there for listening. Once again, you guys are listening to KKWE 89.9 FM, Niijii Radio, White Earth, Minnesota. And with that, I'm going to get you guys back to your regular scheduled programming. Enjoy. Have a beautiful day.